One last best of 5 to go before we're in grand finals, best of 7 territory, and we've got to use this best of 5 to determine who's going to join Team Frontline in the grand finals. Volts, RLPC versus Nemesis. We got a real good series coming up.
Yes, we do. And I mean, I'll go even further here, Pepek. I think the winner of this series probably wins it all. And I mean, RLPC looks really, really good. I'd have to consider them the favorite to win this whole thing, but Nemesis is a strong squad that stands in front of them right now.
I mean, Old Farts gave Nemesis a run for their money earlier tonight. If you guys missed that series, Old Farts has a peak MMR between all three of their players. That was about 400 below what Nemesis was at, and it was still a close series, 1-goal games until game 3. It was still a sweep, as has been most series in this tournament, but still very close. So they got to step up their game if they're going to take down RLPC.
Yeah, again, gonna have to really execute a little bit better than they did against Old Farts, and maybe it was a little bit of shock and awe. Expected,
right.
The ranks to hold true for Old Farts, and they played well above their level. Could be that, or could be foretelling of an incoming sweep that we could see here from RLPC.
All right, I think all the players are ready. Let's throw it to that beautiful hype chamber that gets us ready for this series. This one, an important one. As I said, last spot remaining in the grand finals. First to 3 games, one gets that spot. $300 on the line for the #1 team out of the 8 organizations here. Players taking the pitch. We've got more red versus baby blue. Nemesis in red, RLPC in that light blue. Here we go with game 1.
Game 1 ever important here, and really look for Nemesis to take this here. I think starting on the right foot against this ever dangerous RLPC squad is hugely important for this series, because we saw what happens when Bob Arrow and Cairo get going, and that was yesterday.
That was a good start. Nemesis kept RLPC pinned back, and they will continue to do so. Arrow will try his hand at clearing, but Luca wins that. Brandon steps up, takes a challenge, but it's in Cairo's hands, and that will be RLPC with their first real chance in offense now, but 0 boost in that octane of Cairo, so it stalls out, and Luca allowed to clear only as far as Arrow at that center line. Now it's RLPC's turn to play some offense and have some decent control.
Cairo tried the self-pass, and he snuck it over the defender on the backboard, but back post there had him covered. Brandon now trying to escape. He got a little back check action, and Arrow will make the save on the awkward flick. Luca's ball down is not connected with, and a pair of whiffs have Mitch a little tardy to the party. Beautiful touch from Brandon. We'll see this one all the way back out the mid, Bepik, and these teams look about as equal as can be right now.
And you can tell that this series has such a higher level of play than what we've seen so far in this tournament. You might be right, and whoever wins this takes the entire tournament, because both sides are reading each other and trying new creative ways to confuse each other. It's a game of chess at the moment, making all the other series look like they are playing checkers. So at the moment, no one's really taking any pieces just yet. It's just kind of playing around one another, moving pawns forward, slowly feeling one another out. As 90 seconds in, we've still got double goose eggs.
Big pop here. Cairo's going to be forced to play to the side. 2 go. A little bit of an awkward situation for Nemesis as Arrow's on the receiving end of that extension. Mitch up to 50 the follow-up, and back and forth here. Not the cleanest game from either squad, but both have to be happy with their performance. Big double commit here at mid, and Arrow will make it play. He's moving east to west with possession, and trying to buy some time for his teammates to get back into position.
Luca misses a touch, but the RLPC players were too busy trying to get back just in case a shot came through, where they couldn't turn on it until, well, it wasn't too late. They turned on it and still have possession. So Nemesis lost a chance to get something going again, and now again, that's a second opportunity missed to start an offensive, where they just kind of gave it away, and they are not punished for it, at least yet. I mean, RLPC still pressing, but they can't put the ball in. Nemesis somehow still afloat.
Arrow spiraling 50, but Brandon will be there to make this save. He's got 9 boosts to work with off the wall here. Can't find the touch as well, and he'll be depossessed by Cairo as Luca back a wall, trying to sneak this one out, but Arrow won't quite let it clear the zone. Follow-up as a double commit one more time from Nemesis, and but they're looking a little bit scrambled here. They really need to clean it up on the defensive end.
The RLPC fellas have been running around the the red side of the field for a while now. I mean, it started out very back and forth. Nemesis had their fair share of possession, but since the halfway 3-minute mark of this game, it has been all RLPC. They've got 8 shots right now, 7 saves made by Nemesis, and Nemesis just 1 shot, and that was saved by RLPC. But I guess, as they sometimes say, second tries the charm. That's 1 for 2 for Nemesis. They take the lead.
Oof, pretty shot there as Cairo just can't quite get back to it, and a low-scoring affair on the RLPC side, and Nemesis with Brandon leading the charge really starting to get going.
RLPC, they want that first blood back. They want to cancel it out with a goal of their own right now. Cairo tries his hand at doing that, pops it up in the air for Bob. Cairo will move forward. Aggressive positioning from RLPC, and it's looking like they'll be punished. Nick fires it on target, and that's a bullseye. Nemesis double their lead with a minute left in this game.
He got all of this one, did Mitch. The wave dash into the shot, 75 miles an hour and just out of the reach of Arrow there. 2-goal lead, and well, again, I said Nemesis needed game 1. Bepic, they're taking notes here because a 2-0 lead with just 61 seconds left has put them in prime position to do just that.
That's what happened with Team Frontline versus Audacity in that last series. TFL found the 2-goal buffer, and it was ultimately enough, but this is RLPC we're talking about. They aren't going to go down without a fight. They'll make it 2-1 and make this final 50 quite an interesting one.
Bob almost put that in beautifully in the bottom left corner, but a good kick back out puts this one right in the hands of Cairo, who just has to tap it in the back of the net. So positioning works well, and well, now it's 1. Bob trying to tie it up quickly with 2 quick hits. This one sneaks all the way through, and no one there to mop up for RLPC. The scoreline remains 2-1, and Bepic, that's a missed opportunity.
They are so close, but denied at the finish line. They've still got a little bit of clock to work with here. Nemesis cleared the ball out. Oh, Brandon was in a weird spot there. If he was beaten outright by Bob, that was an equalizer and likely an overtime in game 1. But instead, RLPC still being forced to work for this tie game. Work they will. They've punched in their clock, but Nemesis let them do it all too easily. Oh my word, as I said that, Volt, it was all too easily, but there was no finishing touch. That should be 2-2. Instead, it's the 0-second play necessary that will be denied.
Wow. Yeah, okay. I guess Nemesis is gonna walk away. I am at a loss for words, Epic.
Oh, don't look at me. I've got just as many words as you do right now. That's about 0. Nemesis won that with 4 shots compared to 14 that Nemesis, that RLPC put on. Are you kidding me? That was unrelenting pressure in the last couple of minutes, and they still couldn't do it. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, again, just a little bit too little too late. They tallied 14 shots to just the 4 of Nemesis. They really had all of the pressure, but I mean, again, you have to put them away. I know Nemesis had 9 saves, but wow, those last couple seconds. I mean, RLPC, you got to kind of look back at that one, especially if, you lose this series by 1 game.
There was no one back in net on that last good opportunity from RLPC, and they couldn't put it in. That stings. That one hurts a lot, but you got to forget about it. And that's what I'm sure these players will do. Their competitors, they've got that short-term memory loss that they use to their advantage in situations like this, where you just forget about what just happened, move on to game 2. It's why we play best of, so mistakes like that don't determine who moves forward and who stays behind.
Yep, so here we go. Game number 2 now becomes a must-win on the side of RLPC unless they want to try the first and, well, what would be the only attempt at winning a game 5. Haven't even gone past game 4 here, Bepic, and I don't think either of these teams really want to see a game 5. Cairo, great save. Or great shot, excuse me. Great save by Mitch.
Ooh, that's just in. Nemesis, again, striking when RLPC least expected it. And Arrow I guess a bad touch. I mean, it's not normally a bad touch, but Mitch was right there and he made it a bad touch.
Yeah, just again, not a great touch. Third man left out to dry there, and RLPC down in the series can't really afford to kind of be handing away these mistakes and really handing goals to Nemesis, especially. I mean, if you're going to outshoot your opponent so hard, Bepic, you need to make it count. And already a couple really good looks, just 30 seconds in on net, but you trail 1-0.
Nemesis seem content right now to just play the strong defensive character type in this movie of a series where they sit back and bide their time, getting good saves on tough shots, and then they hit in counterattack mode, which we are in right now. It's a little slow in the counterattack, what Nemesis would like, I'm sure, but they're finding some established possession, and that's definitely something they would like. A minute into this game, trying to add to their lead, keep RLPC at bay. Any kind of buffer you can build against this team, who to many were the favorites coming into this tournament to win the whole thing, is very much welcome for this Nemesis team.
Arrow just handed this one away, but Bob is still hanging around the zone and will at least be able to contest Luca here. Cairo, big clearance, only going to find Mitch. One really good touch, doesn't have the read, and Arrow will be next to it. Good pop from Cairo as well, and well, Bob on the end, but nothing brewing, Bepic. All these consecutive touches for RLPC, and they've just now got it down into the attacking zone, and this attacking third has not been very friendly to them, though. Bob with a good shot on, but Mitch able to get back and make the save.
Despite looking like scrambled eggs, they are not allowing RLPC to gobble them up. That's another clutch block on the back line for Nemesis. Weird rotations, scramble defense, but hey, Nemesis is keeping RLPC scoreless, and at the end of the day, that's what counts. They maintain their lead. They keep this strong defense intact. They'll look to take a 2-0 lead in this series should the result hold, but RLPC, there's no way they get held scoreless, right? I mean, plays like that might get close to being put in on the RLPC defensive end, but something's going to happen on the RLPC offensive end that makes us go, wow, right?
I mean, you'd have to think so, but I mean, right now the answer is no. Brandon, as we were discussing things going right for RLPC, that almost went wrong. That would have been a 2-0 lead. Good touch from Brandon on the defensive rotation through here. Shot coming. Luca on the defensive end again, just to match that one. And I mean, yeah, Bepic, I'm kind of with you. Something's got to give, but nothing's giving.
Cue the Jesse Pinkman gif. He can't keep getting away with this. Nemesis keep making saves. I mean, they're positioning pretty well, but RLPC is putting together offensive tries that should be throwing Nemesis off. It's just not enough, apparently. Even with that ball almost in, but the crossbar this time getting involved in the defensive rotation, leading to an open net on the other side of things. Nemesis can't put in the first try, but Mitch is there for the second. 2-0, Nemesis lead.
I got nothing. Bepic, they're leading 2-0 despite having 3 looks at the net and facing 10 shots from RLPC, 9 of which have been saved away. And let's be honest here, 4 or 5 of them are really good saves. Is Mitch now big whiff? Okay, something had to give. There it is.
Well, they couldn't play a perfect game defensively. That's not going to happen. That's not feasible against RLPC. Finally, a miss, something bad works its way into the Nemesis defensive end, and RLPC, they're finally eaten. They're gobbling up that chance and making it a 1-goal game. 90 seconds left, and looking at the grand scheme of things, this is an incredibly important 90-second stretch. If Nemesis can hang on, it might just be downing RLPC. If Nemesis folds defensively and allows RLPC back into it, that could be the run that ends this series.
Oh, great passing play, but Brandon there to make the save. Arrow a little frustrated with that one. He got such a good piece of that ball. It was on frame as well, and now another big clearance. Luca, big touch here. Mitch trying to dump this one back across, but Cairo will not let that happen. Luca, defensive rotation, is watching this one get boomed over his head. And speaking of booms, Brandon got all of that one. Cairo has to play a little bit of defense, and we are speedy back and forth.
Oh no, Brandon on the ground. The shot just had to be on. And I mean, tough spot. Bob's capable. Almost hit it, but almost ain't good enough in this situation. RLPC needs a certain second goal. Instead, Nemesis trying their hand at wasting the clock, finding insurance, and blocking RLPC out of a series lead, or even a tied series. Going to have to start again as Mitch clears this ball, and it's Bob in that back end, forced into a strong touch. Follows it up nicely, but ends up giving it away actually to Nemesis. Good follow-up from Cairo. Right down in the corner. Mitch needs this touch plus control. Dumps it off to Brandon instead, and he should be able to coax this ball to the ground. No, I'm wrong. Cairo keeps it up. Arrow across the pitch. Cairo up into the Nemesis corner. Maybe a second touch here. Not quite the fake Nemesis enough to end game 2 in their favor.
And it feels like they survive again, Bepic. I mean, that's the only way to really look at it. 15 shots to 3 in favor of RLPC at the scoreline 1-2.
They went down. They gave more shots to RLPC, and they gave fewer to themselves. They had 3 shots. I cannot believe that. I can't believe Nemesis is somehow making 10 saves on 15 shots and holding RLPC at bay. That's more than a brick wall. It's like the Great Wall of China or Fort Knox on their back line. My word, this is an insane performance.
Yeah, very, very impressive job of just making it play. If you're Nemesis, you spend definitely 75% or more of the series on defense, and yet you have come out on top for back-to-back games. I mean, we said something's got to give here, Bepic. It's been 2 games. Again, process elimination. Something's got to give here, right? I mean, we can't see another double-digit shot performance and a couple shots from Nemesis get them a win again, right?
We said that at the end of game 1, and it got worse for Nemesis, and then it got better for Nemesis at the same exact time. I don't know how it's working. I'm going to have to camp my director cam on Brandon, Mitch, or Lucas to see what the rotations are like, how they're staying afloat, but they've got some kind of buoyancy in those cars because the tide of RLPC not swallowing them at all.
Dangerous ball back across. Cairo tries to get it started early. He was a little low on boost. Arrow going to be given an opportunity here, but he's 50'd to an awkward bounce, and Luca's on the end of it. Luca trying to score there. Bob able to make the necessary touch, but Brandon's got the boost star. Brandon's got the look. Ooh, that's a miss there from Nemesis, and it's still going to be a level scoreline here.
Luca, an aggressive turn. Didn't like to stick with it. Missed a read, but so too did Arrow. That's one that maybe should have gone in, but again, we've had a lot of those in this game so far. Not in this game, this series so far. Arrow jumped up for that one, and that's definitely one he shouldn't have been up for. So Nemesis kind of allowed a free pass out of defense, only for a second. Wasn't that nice of a pass, kind of a cheap one. So they're going to still have to defend. In comes Bob for a shot, saved by Mitch early on. They are so good about cutting off these shots quickly.
Brandon, round to air dribble, great 50. Luca follow-up will be in the back of the net, and, well, leave it to Brandon to be the facilitator here. He slows the pace down, gets a beautiful 50 off of that one, and Luca right where he should be, just able to dust Bob.
What a demo. Mitch blew Arrow up at the beginning of that play, and that's the reason Bob got dusted right there, because that wasn't technically his ball. That was Arrow's, but you can't win a challenge when you don't have a car. Mitch knew that, and he made sure to bring that into the equation of their offensive try, and still making plays, this Mitch guy, beating another. Cairo's all alone, and it's a deft little touch there on the back wall to make sure Nemesis can't stay in the offensive end, but man, these escapes from the red end are beautiful from the Nemesis boys.
Cairo settling this one with about 60 in the tank. He's able to pop it over one. Second touch to the corner. Follow up a demo, and he almost got Mitch as well. Mitch is on 0 and tried to just clear the zone. Arrow had other plans. Double commit to make the save. Bob's got a double incoming, but it's turned aside by Luca, and Mitch will get the clearance and the pair of follow-up touches. And just like that, Nemesis is out of the danger zone for the time being.
Are you kidding me? I mean, these aren't just difficult reads, they're near impossible reads. 7 boost in the tank. I've already forgotten who made the save. I think it was Luca that was up for it, but I mean, it's moving so fast, I've forgotten. He got up with 7 boost and blocked Bob's double. That looks free. So Nemesis stay in the lead. They stay ahead of RLPC when RLPC has put up 5 shots again, out shooting Nemesis' 3. So, well, there it is. There it is. Okay, there it is. RLPC will score, somehow breaking through Nemesis' goal line.
Oh, Cairo had a good look. He hits it off crossbar, off post, and Bob just comes in to make sure it does actually end up in the back of the net. That's a great job there to really cap off a good opportunity. And finally, RLPC able to get this level.
Ooh, and that's another try for RLPC. That was very close, but didn't find its way through. And now a demo opening the lane for Nemesis to do something here, though. Too weak a touch from Brandon there out of the corner will not pave the way for Luca to step forward and take a shot. Mitch, good challenge. Brandon for a hard ball, a little bit soft, but finds a second one. Ping pong in the RLPC corner. Comes out to Luca. Pop it up in the air, 40 boost. Couldn't do much else with it. Died out in the middle of the field, and RLPC will try and take one of their few leads, if any, in this series.
Oh, Brandon almost hit the nastiest redirect we would have seen tonight, but instead it catches corner and heads straight out, and now it's counterattack season. Pair of challengers for RLPC, but Luca, again, is the last one there to turn this one aside. Mitchell clear this back to the midfield line. No read from Cairo. Initially, flip reset, double flip reset. Arrow took it off. Arrow wants the double, but Mitch is there to play it to the side. Bob will backtrack to his own end. Brandon, good 50 down, and Luca's just where he should be. He is the definition of clutch.
Are you kidding me? That should not work. I mean, Luca was waiting for a pass. I guess his trust in his teammate paid off right there, but that should not be a pass with that many blue cars in the corner. Nemesis should not be getting that center. But somehow they do. Somehow they lead with a minute left in a closeout game where they could sweep RLPC. Don't ask me how, because I don't know.
Big clearance here, and now Brandon already up, can only find Cairo. No ball, and so that'll slow down the offensive, but it definitely doesn't stop it. Cairo back mid. Good 50 there from red team defender Mitch now to clear the zone. Ooh, this is a giveaway here as Cairo will pop it over. Bob's up, 22 and counting left. Arrow, good catch. Arrow's got something special, but he's bumped off of this one. And who else, Pepik, but Luca to clear the zone.
Of course, and help Brandon to lead the counterattack that follows. RLPC will get it out to the midfield line. Cairo's down there to meet it. What can he do through the corner? Nothing, says Mitch. And Luca wants to clear. Mitch does it himself, but the ball takes a hop up on 0 seconds. It's clutch time for RLPC. They need something here or they are eliminated. They are given nothing. And Nemesis downs RLPC in 3.
Wow. What a performance from Nemesis after not beating Old Farts in the manner that we expected. They come out and down, in my opinion, down the favorites in this tournament in sweep fashion. It certainly wasn't dominant. They got outshot every single game, and yet they won all 3.
They got outshot by a margin of 24 in that series and still won it in 3. All 1-goal games, of course. It was tight until the very end, but that's one that analysts try and break down for centuries before they can figure out how on earth Nemesis won that in a sweep over RLPC, who did not play bad. I mean, they let some offensive tries slip, and that might have cost them, but Nemesis just played out of their minds there. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, I've got no explanation for that bet pick besides hats off again to Nemesis for making it play. That's half the battle. Sometimes you work with what you get, and they capitalized on the opportunities that they were given, and they did a great job on the defensive end. So hats off to them. They've earned their spot in Championship Sunday.
It is set. The grand finals, Team Frontline versus a Nemesis squad that has not yet dropped a game in this bracket, despite facing some formidable foes. And there it is, right in front of you. Our final bracket. It was a fun day 1 and day 2, and I'm hoping day 3 in best of 7 fashion will be just as exciting. Maybe not the grand finals we expected, but man, should it be a good one.